I would be open to it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you'd make your own, though. I mean, you don't need Eltingville.
No, I don't need Eltingville.
No, nobody even knows where that is. It's Staten Island, by the way.
Staten
It's
Island.
Staten
The
Island.
Isle of Staten.
Yeah.
Oh, but to answer your question about what's next and how I feel.
Yeah.
The show was a long time, and I spent 12 years with these characters and with the writing staff and with everybody, and I'm sad it's over, but also really excited for what's next.
And that's
You know?
always the case, because you can flex now
Yeah.
a little bit. Try something.
I think so.
different. Yeah. We'll take a couple of questions. If that's
Great.
cool.
You guys have questions?
Yeah, right
That
down
way.
there in the orange.
Yes. Hi.
He's waving. Here he goes. Wait for he's going to come and bring you a microphone. Not as if
Or
we
you can
can't hear
scream
you.
if you like. We're okay with that.
And it could be any kind of question, folks. So you don't have to,
Okay.
ask him if he's wearing underwear.
Hi, guys. My name's Jonathan, and I was actually pretty happy that you mentioned about Eltingville, the comic, because I also recognize the cartoon known as Welcome to Eltingville, which was an Adult Swim pilot that years ago, I actually find it interesting you wanted to do a live action, or in other words, like an adaptation of Eltingville, because I remember seeing and watching on YouTube the pilot for Welcome to Eltingville, which had music for the opening and ending done by the Aquabats.
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
so I
you know what?
would-
I didn't even know there was a pilot. I'm going to have to go hunt for that on YouTube now.
Oh yeah, and it's
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. So I just wanted to go ask, if I was to say, if you were ever to do because there was an animated pilot, would you be okay if you also did the animated kind of pilot thing as well, based off the comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Would you watch it?
Yes, I would
Okay, so
definitely watch it.
That's one. All right. We're roll.
Thank you.
Who else would watch it? Nah, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Another question?
Yes.
Hi. On a personal note, my wife was very nauseous during her pregnancies, and Big Bang was the only substance that kept her happy. And
Oh, that's
literally,
great.
an episode would end, she'd feel like she's gonna puke, and start the next episode, and she was fine. So
Awesome.
thank
I
you
love
for
that.
that.
How was her tongues?
It was. How does the conversations work with a drastically changing character arc? Like someone like Stu, who's background character, and he kind of evolved into one of the main characters. How does that happen?
Slowly and over time. One of the cool things about the Big Bang Theory is we had so many years. Normally you don't have much time, so characters have to develop quickly. But in the beginning, for example, Koothrappali couldn't talk to women. He had selective mutism, and we turned that into an arc for him. So ultimately he was able to talk to Penny. So it's all slow and it's all over time, and the characters need to grow. Otherwise the show's going to be the same thing. So Kevin Sussman, when he first started, he was just hilarious. He was so funny. And we just found ourselves wanting more Stewart. That's really how it happened with Stewart.
How about Bowie? Does he really speak like that?
No, and
Oh.
I think that was something that happened in the audition. I don't think originally
Oh, really?
his character had a speech.
And he just added it himself?
He might have been asked to. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
exactly how that happened.
Funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't really want to yell into this, but you said you were out of work now. I was just wondering if maybe there was a chance to go over to Young Sheldon since you're a writer.
I am not going on to Young Sheldon. Some of the writing staff are.
Oh, okay, so some of them did go over.
Some did, yeah.
Because I like the finale that they had for that too, that intertwined with the finale.
I like
of
that
Big
too,
Bang.
when they showed all the
Yeah,
younger...
yeah, that was awesome.
Penny was all laid out on that couch.
Like-
It was
like-
pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
Like a hungover 4-year-old.
What's up?
Where did Bazinga come from?
The Zynga, I think one of the writers by the name of Stephen Engel came up with Bazinga in season 1 or 2. And I'm not sure how that happened.
But I think it originated on another show beforehand, like twice, 2 different places.
Maybe, I'm
think
pretty
we-
sure it was
yeah,
Stephen
But he
Engel.
put it into,
Well, yeah, I
I
don't
don't put it into Big Bang.
But Stephen used
Yeah.
to take a grapefruit and he would slice it in half and then carve out the fruit and then put it back together and leave it in front of Bill Prady's spot so that Bill would open it and there'd be no grapefruit in there and Steve would go, bazinga. I believe that's how it's done.
It's kind of awesome.
Hey, as far as the female characters, was it ever planned for Penny to grow more accustomed to being with the nerds, being their social instructor, tutor, and all that?
Sure, I think originally the dynamic was Penny wanted to pull Leonard and Sheldon out into the world, and Sheldon kind of wanted to keep them in, and I think over time, Penny, Bernadette, and Amy slowly started to embrace that kind of culture, and then we also learned that they like some shows too. Like I always felt like Penny, we never mentioned it per se, but I feel like Penny really likes Arrow.
Right.
Not just because Stephen Amell does that thing with the shirt off, but I think there are shows that they like too. So
Yeah.
I have a question. If you were stuck on a desert island and you had to be with one of the characters from Big Bang, who would it be?
Bird.
What's that?
Bird.
Yeah, that would be kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's like get that coconut down from that tree. Bird.
There you go. I like that.
I like that guy. Hi.
I mean, I know Sheldon, he's from Texas, and I want to know how come, in the show, as he get older, he doesn't have that Texas accent.
Well, he doesn't really seem to have it when he was a kid.
I know Georgie does. He's the accent.
The rest of his family seems to. I don't
You
know
got a
why
great
Sheldon-
accent. You got a great
It
accent.
seems like Sheldon is all about enunciation. He probably imitated what, and this would be my guess, what he saw on television. He was probably only watching science television when he was a kid, National Geographic and all sorts of stuff. And he probably, was more inclined to imitate what he heard on TV than, because he could identify with it more.
Or maybe
That's
those
my
old,
guess.
or those old Professor Proton episodes.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
What was the process like in adding a love interest for Sheldon? Because obviously he was very against, having a girlfriend or any type of female companion. So what was it like, I guess, to cast and look what type of characteristics were?
I think in Mayim's first episode as Amy was the end of season 3 or 4, I forget, but she was very much like a female version of Sheldon, and I don't think that worked all that great. And eventually, like you mentioned, they had episodes where he insisted they weren't boyfriend-girlfriend, and then over time, it took her 6 years or something like that to kind of wear him down. I think Melissa Rauch and Mayim really elevated the show when Amy and Bernadette started, and I think it really helped Sheldon and Howard grow, you guys too. So it's always been a wonderful thing to watch happen.
Bernadette's one of my favorite on the shows.
She's great.
She
She's
just
so
yells
funny.
like a maniac. She's a terrifying person on the show.
Well, when she told, when Raj was going to the airport to be with Anu, Bernadette yelled at Howard, "Go get your best friend." And he popped up out of the chair and burst out of it so fast he ran into a wall. He was fine, but she's got this voice that just...
For me, it's like a sign of a great show is after watching it, these people feel like family. Like they feel like actually people you know. I don't know if anybody has that with the show. Like for Friends, when Friends was on, I felt like I know all these idiots. And even MASH. Even MASH for me, when I was showing my age, but MASH, I felt like those guys were I knew all of them. Because their personalities are so well defined. You ever have moments in the writer's room, now there's 12 of you, where somebody says this and you go, that's so not what this character would do. Did that stuff ever happen in the writer's room, or was it so easy, so well defined that it didn't?
I think it was really well defined from the pilot, right from the get-go. I don't remember, maybe early on there might have been some questions about how far can we push these characters, but no, they're real to me. So
Hi.
hello.
I want to thank you for a wonderful 12 years. I enjoyed the show very much. I was curious to know if you knew at the beginning of this season that was going to be the last season.
First of all, thank you for watching, and thank all of you for watching. The show never would have been what it was without an audience, so we are all eternally grateful for that. In terms of finding out about this being the last season, I think it was after the table read for episode 2 of season 12 we found out.
And once you knew, did you start writing towards the season series finale?
At first we cried a lot. There was a lot of crying, and then I think whiskey was poured in the room. Maybe that's just how I remember it. But yeah, we started thinking about it then.
Yeah, it was a wonderful season finale.
Thank
series
you.
finale. So. Thank you very much.
And I thought the ending was great. I mean, I love the ending because I didn't want it to be like this finite thing in a way. You know, I thought Sopranos was one of those great endings where they're just having dinner and it's just going to keep going. The world's going to keep going, and I kind of like that.
That was very important for us. We knew the show was ending, but we wanted the audience and even for ourselves to know that the characters were all still going to be close and still be friends, and that their next day, even though we wouldn't see it on television, was going to be good. That was important for us.
It was just about the episode of, I forgot the name of it, but it's with Starbuck and Sulu.
Yeah.
Who proposed that idea? Whose original idea was that?
I think that was an episode of mine, actually. In terms of like the dream sequence stuff, I
Yeah.
have no idea how that happened.
You don't know, but
That was really strange.
how were the actors about it? Because sometimes, I know like Katie Sackhoff she was trying to break that Starbuck mold.
She was delightful, and George Takei, I remember we were talking, we had a run through where we, like a rehearsal, and I think Bill Prady said something like, it'd be cool if you wore your cape from Star Trek. And George was like, I can bring it from home. Like he had it.
Okay, that's awesome.
So he was game to play.
So as the show progressed through the years, were celebrities calling to be on it, or were you guys always?
Not as much as you think.
Really?
I kind of wish more did. Every now and then we would hear like, Selena Gomez loves the show.
Oh.
Okay.
I think they're afraid to be turned down, to be honest with you. I think putting it out there is really tough for people that famous. Like putting it out there and then being said no is sort of like them being, there's an affirmation that we don't want you. And so they don't want to put it out there because it's a fearful thing. People once in a while will ask me something. I always wanted to ask you this, but I was afraid to. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Like, so I think a lot of times celebrities, if they said, I'd love to be on Big Bang, and they go,
Well, Billy Bob Thornton did an interview for something, or some red carpet, and he made a comment that like his mom loved The Big Bang Theory, and so we reached out to him, and he was like, yeah, I'd love to do it. So that worked out.
And he was creepy. The flowers.
So Big Bang was one of those really special shows that I feel like is akin to like Friends and akin to like Seinfeld and whatnot. I noticed that the landscape of television is changing, and I just wanted to know if you guys knew, like, what do you think what was it about Big Bang that made it so special in the weird landscape where things just aren't seeming to last as long as
I
they
have
used
no
to?
idea. I think it's the actors and the crew, and I think it's sort of like when you pick up a comic book and you can tell the creative team had fun making it. Or if any story you watch, you can just tell that there was a lot of love that went into it, and I think that happened with Big Bang Theory. I also think it's luck. And I'm overthinking it. I have nothing against Selena Gomez. I think she's great. She's just super busy, so I didn't think.
Look at you.
That's what I do.
Selena Gomez isn't here.
She might have a friend in the other room.
That's true. Anybody a friend of Selena Gomez? No. Okay, we're all right.
I have 2 questions. What took you so long to fix the elevator?
It was a poor rent-controlled property. I think I don't know. We just didn't.
It was so funny
We're
because
never going to fix it. And then
we were on the West Coast when it was coming on, and people on the East Coast had already been watching it.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, of course, like I have no problem staying off Twitter. Like I'm a little afraid of Twitter, but Jimmy will go on Twitter all the time. And he was like, oh no, they're talking about the elevator. And I'm like, oh, they fixed it, I'll bet.
I didn't say what about the elevator. I just said they're talking about the elevator.
If they're talking about the elevator, it got fixed.
Well, I mean, that was like a given, right? They were going to fix it. That was like the thing. It had
Although
to
it was
be
really,
done.
really nice the way they did it was really funny when it just pops open and he's standing there. It's like,
That was perfect. That was perfect.
At one point, we were thinking about ending the series with the elevator opening, and I'm actually happier. We moved it up into
Yeah.
the first half hour. If you go back and watch the scene, the whole episode, there's the caution tape,
Yeah.
but in that scene, there's no caution.
And nobody, I didn't notice it. I
We weren't
wasn't
sure
paying
people were
attention.
going to notice that, but if you go back and watch when the elevator opens, there's no caution tape.
Well, when they shoving all the bags into the elevator with them, I honestly, I told the man, I said, oh no, it's gonna be the rest of the episode, they're stuck in the elevator. Like, and it's gonna be a down shot of them, like having to deal with each other for like 13 hours stuck in the elevator, and I have to go to the bathroom, this one's gotta do that. And I said, what a horrible episode that would be.
That would have been different.
It would have been different.
The second question is on the one of my favorite episodes was how did that come about? Everybody becoming the Flash at the same time. Because that was one of the funniest episodes.
That was great, so they could all just act like they're running.
Yeah.
I don't remember how that initially started. They all just wanted to be Flash.
I think at the time, like, Flash was really hot.
Growing up and everybody wanted to be the same superhero at Halloween or something.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. That was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
2 years ago.
But they had those Flash outfits in the wardrobe the entire run. So every time I'd walk by, I'd see like
The
four
Flash
Flash
outfits.
suits.
We were laughing because I think it's 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, Harley Quinn was the #1 costume in the United States. And you really saw it if you went out on trick or treat, you know, like
Yeah.
you saw
There were lots of
thousands of
Harleys out
Harleys. And I was like, that's pretty damn cool, you know, pretty cool. You know, it's funny because we're a small business. Comics, it really is a small business. You guys know, obviously, the celebrities get a lot more attention than the comic people in a lot of comic shows. But it's amazing how much influence comics do have outside the medium. Was there any, like, because you write for TV, but you ever want to write a comic book?
Yes, that's what I'm working on right now.
There you go.
Oh, very
All right.
cool.
And is it?
Can you elaborate on it, or are you
no? We
keeping
can't
it
talk
under
about it.
wraps for right now?
I wanted to create a character, like my own character. At first I thought it would have to be in DC or Marvel or Image, and now I kind of backed off of that. But I'm working on a story, and it's basically about a single father dealing with custody issues with his daughter and what it's like for him the weeks he doesn't have his kid, and the things he goes through and things he feels, and then to spice it up, I'm gonna throw in a superpower.
Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
All right, that's enough. Don't give it because somebody's going to write that.
I know, I'm writing it now, I'm working.
Okay. Who will buy that? Who will buy Adam's comic? Everybody?
Wait till you
And
see
some
the
people
art.
don't
I'm
not to
drawing
buy it. What's up with that?
Those guys, the guy with the Kershaw jersey won't buy it.
He won't buy it. He left. He left. So he just his bathroom problems. Got it on.
Yes, I want to know if y'all will be able to do like a reunion show, movie, like other things, like I know Brady Bunch has done it, even Hey Arnold's done it. I mean, like a reunion of the Big Bang Theory, but like, you know, like a TV movie type thing.
I don't know.
The
Maybe, I
Gilligans.
mean,
Yeah, sorry.
I want to say yes, I would love that. I would love to revisit these characters in a couple of years, but I don't know. I would also love to see like Howard and Bernadette in space. Like the frightened little astronaut is
I
a
wanna
thing,
see
like just
that.
off in space somewhere exploring. But yeah, Space Force would be great.
Like Futurama, where all the heads in little tanks with the feeding them. I didn't like the Gilligan's Island one that where they got found.
I still don't understand how the Harlem Globetrotters got there and then left.
Right.
Didn't take them with them.
Yeah, that's really perplexing.
Yeah, some things are just too unfeasible.
Although Mr. Ed was like when I was a kid talking, I really thought that was.
Did you see the one where he tried out for the Dodgers?
Yeah, and he slid into home plate. That was awesome. Me and my brothers were watching that. We're like, that's a giant fake horse that's sliding on a horse.
Just pushing down.
And we were laughing so hard because it looked so fake. We thought it was the greatest thing in the world. This is if you don't know who Mr. Ed is, he's a talking horse. Anybody ever see it? No? Hello, Wilbur. Okay.
That was well done. It's like he's here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Big Bang Theory panel at Comic-Con Revolution. Please give it up for Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palmiotti, and Adam Faberman. Yes.
Thank you. If you want to say hi to Adam personally, he's at our booth right in the front. Come on by and say hi. Give him a hard time.
And thank you so much for sitting with us today. It means the world to me. So
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.